Welcome to our session. Thanks for joining today's episode of Tech Talk with SCRW. So honored you are US. First of all, thank you for your service. You are US veteran. You served in the US Army several years back, and you later on left to join the civilian world to found the Zumalo Agile, right? And your institution currently trains Scrum Masters who to manage projects to develop modules to help enterprises excel well in their respective field. So, start by telling us who you are and what you currently do, sir.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. I am honored to be here. And yes, the short story is I left the army to found Zumalo. But the long story is I've done a lot of things in between. My name is Heine. I was born in Cameroon in West Africa. I moved to the US many, many years ago, back in 95. My background is in engineering, electrical engineering to be precise. After my master's, I joined the US Army as a signal officer, telecommunications. I served for 7 years, but the entrepreneur in me won't rest. I had an idea for a chat application, which from 2010 to 2017, I worked diligently to launch. I work with developers all over the world, from teams of three to teams of larger sizes. And eventually, I discovered Agile. I discovered the Agile framework in 2015, used Scrum to finally launch my app successfully in the app stores. But from 2017, I was out of money. I'd spent over $500,000 already learning lessons and making mistakes. From 2017, I decided, okay, I know what Agile is. I can work as a Scrum Master. I'll get a job. By then, I had been married. And I decided to get a paycheck to pay the bills. So it was a very easy transition from being an entrepreneur, working with developers, to getting a paycheck on the job. So from then till now, I have gone from Scrum Master to Senior Scrum Master, Agile Project Manager, and other senior roles. I decided now to form Zumalo Agile to give a unique full scale, full spectrum experience to many who are willing to make this transition, not just to learn Scrum, get certified, which is very easy, but give the hands on experience, give my interns an opportunity to work with development teams, software development teams on real projects with real issues. And that realistic training now will prepare them not just to be certified, but for the job. So Zumalo Agile serves interns, those who are willing to make the transition to Scrum. It serves small development teams to give them the help they need, because developers are focused on developing, very few use Agile. So we have the enterprise element, we have the need for helping interns and also entrepreneurs, because if you're an entrepreneur, you have an idea, we have a model that can help you raise money, have a Scrum Master for your software project, and realize your project effectively. So that's what Zumalo Agile does.
Jack. So let's go straight to the topic we have today. We are looking at the top tech careers and opportunities out there. What's your take on the top tech careers? What do you think are currently booming in terms of tech careers and opportunities out there?
I would say Scrum and Agile because that's my field, that's my passion. I believe every industry and every project needs Scrum. Everyone should learn Scrum. And because the world is going into a tech world, the need for Scrum Masters keeps increasing, irrespective of the sector. Uh, with that growth comes the need for cybersecurity, because there are cyber attacks every single day and the forms of the attacks keep evolving. So the need for cybersecurity engineers is increasing. So those are two fields that are really easy to get into without necessarily being highly technical. Of course, there is the database option. If you are interested in databases, data is stored everywhere for every project. So anything data would be good. Then, not talked about is user experience. User experience design. That's a field that is catching on really quick, especially with the plethora of options with respect to artificial intelligence, software development, handheld devices. I think we're going to see an uptick in UI and UX designers and developers. And it's not too technical either to get into.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So yes, you mentioned about Scrum Master before. We're gonna talk. We're gonna look deep into Scrum Master trainings and the various opportunities that surround the Scrum Master, Scrum Agile environment. You are a minister in Christ. I've watched a couple of your sessions. You're a minister in Christ. You're a dad. You are a U.S. Army veteran who served his time and later on left transition to the civilian world, right? And I know we have some current active duties members, reservists, retired veterans who are currently watching this session. The question here is, please tell us how your service prepared you or your transition for your civilian IT role, the opportunities available to anyone who plans to serve or currently serving, and what you wish you could have done differently to maximize your opportunities when you were serving.
Thank you for asking. The the US service is very undervalued. Before I joined, people asked me, "Well, you're a smart guy. You have a master's in engineering. Why are you joining the army?" It didn't make sense. But I knew what I wanted. I wanted to have security clearance. Security clearance allows you to work on top secret projects, and it's highly valued. So that is good asset to have if you're in the military. Look for opportunities that will give you that secret or security clearance. The second thing I gained from the military was leadership, because the military is a hardcore environment where you have to deal with pressure in the most incredible way. It prepared me to be able to multitask, deal with superiors, grow in confidence, speak to an unlimited number of people in any kind of circumstance. So to move from that to entrepreneurship and then leadership or management, it was very seamless. I had the opportunity to present to venture capitalists. I was on a TV show for entrepreneurs, and I didn't feel any nerves. I don't feel the intimidation because I've talked to high ranking officials in the army. So that prepares you in a good way, even to fail, because I handle failure very well. I handle risk very well. I handle challenges very well. So that helps. If you're in the military or you're thinking of going to the military, go with a plan, go with vision. Before I joined, I knew I wanted to work in telecommunications. I knew my life would channel me to leadership in IT and technology. So my career in the military prepared me for my career in the civilian world. Many times people will go, they give them a $50,000 bonus to be a cook, whereas they don't really have plans to be a cook when they get out of the military. Make sure that you align your service with your goals post service. If you can do that, you can take advantage of the resources that the military prepares, and you can make the most out of the opportunities once you get out.
Excellent points right there, sir. Make sure you align your goals while you serve with your goals while you are out of service. That speaks a lot for a couple of friends I know, and myself in particular, who is currently in active reservist. And we want to go back to a conversation we had in our last session with Mr. Anja Hilary, a cyber security trainer who owns Abiatech Solutions. So he emphasized on the importance of instructor-led, live instructor-led training versus self-paced training. What's your take on that? Like, for those who don't know what instructor-led training is, it's basically you watching videos, you be watching, like, going according to your own pace. Like, that is self-paced. Sorry, instructor. Why instructor-led is you have an instructor, you have a trainer who displays this content, who teaches you live on a class, in a class. Sorry, and you get to learn, you get to ask questions, you get to interact. So, what's your take on these two different type of modules in terms of learning?
The self-paced approach is good if it works for you. But for those who are not necessarily in a field, it's good to have that hands-on experience. If I decide to go into cybersecurity today, I'd know nothing but textbook knowledge of cyber. I want someone to be able to answer my questions. But I'll use Scrum as an example. When I have a session going on, I would want to know if one of my students is a nurse, then my examples would be based on nursing. I'll give you an example of how a nurse can use Scrum. If I know that you are a cook and I want to explain to you what technical debt is, I'm not going to say, well, technical debt has to do with bugs and this, that's too technical. I can tell you, well, when you cook, you wash the dishes as you cook. Because if they pile up, it becomes harder to clean. That is technical debt. Now, you are a cook, so it will make sense. But if I do a pre-recorded session and my examples do not resonate with your own personal experience, it becomes harder to learn. So having a hands-on environment that can cater to specific experiences and history and skills of the learners is the most efficient way to learn. And I adopt that approach. I have a hands-on approach and I cater to everyone's background because based on your background, no matter the background, there are experiences in there that can be explained in an agile way. I just have to help you see it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that insight. As another insight coming from you there. Let's go to your training. Let's talk about your training. Your next training is a big one. It's coming up on October 16. I've seen the hype. I've seen this. I've heard the stories. I've heard from the people you've trained before. So tell us more about your upcoming training, which is scheduled for October 16. What we should be expecting. And while you do that, I'm going to be displaying your flyer. That way you provide us a breakdown of what is coming up for those who are interested in learning Scrum Master and learning the Agile methodology.
First, I will say thank you for this opportunity. And next, I will say Scrum is very popular. Everybody has heard the term, heard that there's training all over. And there are many trainers out there. These trainers do one thing only, they teach Scrum. And they might help you lie on your resume, give you 10 years experience of your resume, and you hope to get 6 figures. My approach is different, and my approach is not for everyone. Beyond my 6 weeks of teaching, I include 14 weeks of hands-on. And this upcoming training is different because I have an idea as an entrepreneur, and all my students will be co-founders of that idea. We will brainstorm every element of the idea from branding to visioning and value streaming, everything about the business, and give you the opportunity to work with the developers as a Scrum Master so that when you are done after 20, 25 weeks, not only do you have the knowledge of Scrum that enables you to pass the exam, you have the hands-on experience and you have insight to the life of an entrepreneur, such that when you go for an interview, you don't have to lie, you don't have to be someone else, you don't have to pretend to know more than you do because I will enable you to sell yourself with the skills you have. So it's a very different kind of training. I don't
Uh,
deal with anybody who comes with the premise of a lie. You said earlier, I am a pastor, I'm a ministry, and I am against lies. The one lie you tell will take you to hell. And because of that, there is nothing I do that is founded on a lie. So this is an honest training environment for realistic training that will help you as a Scrum Master, not just pass the exam, but be a very good practical Scrum Master.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining today's session. I know you have a trip to journey on. Always a pleasure having you on this Tech Talk show with Sir GW. And of course, for those who are interested in learning more about your training, I will provide the contact number on these videos. That way, they can always reach out to you. As well, the contact number is displayed on the flyers. So go ahead and reach out to Mr. Heine Nzumafo on the upcoming online Scrum Master training. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, and thank you. It's on the 18th, mind you,
Oh,
of
it's
October,
on the
not 16th.
18th. Oh, sorry about
Yes,
that. Sorry about.
yes.
Okay, on the
And
18th.
and for anyone anywhere in the world, and if you have a friend you can't afford it, it's too high for you. Be mindful. If you're in Africa, there's a rate for Africa. If you are coming with a friend, we can talk, we can arrange, we can always find a way to make things work. That is the agile approach. Thank you very
Awesome.
much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Let me. So we just had from